what's going on?
We're all here for another episode, another talk, another chat. Let's have a chat. So, on the Dare Show podcast this week, I have a couple of articles I want to read. And they're going to be a cold read. One is going to be from Irv Gotti. The other one is going to be about Mavis Staples. Talking about Aretha Franklin. But let's find the Irv Gotti one first. This one is from Urban is Lands. It says, Irv Gotti tears up signing a $300 million deal that includes selling his masters. Irv Gotti admits he shed a little tear, while signing a massive $300 million deal, which includes selling his masters. The former Murder, Inc. executive is making big moves as he recently signed a new deal that seemed getting into film in the television world. On Tuesday, Irv Gotti signed a he signed a deal with Iconoclast as he sells his 50% ownership of his masters. Oh, that's not that bad. Wait. He sells his 50% ownership. Okay, well, that is bad. And in return, gets a much-needed investment money for his ventures. So he's just selling his... So he's having a yard sale. Irv Gotti made the announcement on Tuesday he signed the deal with okay, how many times are I going to say this? The company has been making significant purchases in the hip-hop world, having bought the rights to rock legend... Okay, the hip-hop world and the rock legend, Robbie Robinson's publishing intellectual property rights, in February. According to World Star Hip-Hop, the music exec says that $300 million, his master is worth $100 million. That other $300 million, his masters is worth $100 million. Gotti and Universal Group jointly own the rights to his music. All right. I have a conversation with a billionaire friend of mine, Mike Larcy, who owns the Milwaukee Bucks. I've known him for about 20 years, he said. He drilled in my head, you can't sell what you don't own. And he resonated with me. He spoke about the deal. I'm signing a deal worth $300 million. I'm telling you that it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. $100 million of the deal is me selling my masters. What my billionaire friend was saying, he was right about it. 20 years later, my masters, and I only own half. I own 50-50 with Universal Group. Half of my masters is worth 100. How many times are they going to say this stuff over and over and over? So he is only... Okay, but I don't understand this. You can't sell what you don't... sell what you own. If you sell what you own, but if you're selling... Okay, he sold what he owed. Owned. Why are they making this like a math problem? I don't understand what's going on here. The only reason why I brought this article up, because I remember last year when Auntie was going around on her tour... telling everybody she probably already did it. I don't even know if she did it. I know that the picture came out. But she was going around telling everybody she was re-recording her first album, and I think probably more albums, but mainly her first she was talking about at the time, because Irv Gotti wouldn't give her masters. And that kind of sparked this whole, what's going on with the masters, and the re-recording clause, and the whole conundrum of the music industry being talked about here on the Dare Show podcast. So that's the only reason why I brought it up. I mean, he's saying, this is going to change his life and his legacy, but not really. I mean, you're having a yard sale to make more money if that's what is gonna happen with you, Irv Gotti. But he's like, he's signing the masters away that which aren't even his. Like, hold on, let me look up something. At this point, I'm like, wait, aren't you? Are you just the music? Ashanti. Isn't he just like a music executive, you guys? I'll be screaming at the telephone or the YouTube page, whichever one you're listening to. Come on, phone. He was signed to Murder Inc., who produced. Okay, never mind. He is a producer, but I don't know. He didn't write the shit. He just got whatever producer. Oh, maybe he is. All right, but I mean, it's like shared masters because these are Ashanti's masters. Ashanti, Douglas. She's written on all of See, the masters, that shit gets so confusing. It gives me a headache. But anyways, I was saying, it's not going to really change your legacy. You're getting money for your work. I understand the whole, I'm not going to be able to make money off of these masters anymore situation, but you've made a total sum of what they're worth, and you've given them a number, and they said yes. Now it's sold to them. You're getting money from it. So it's just like, I think he's making like a big sad thing. I guess, you gotta cry because you put in a little work and now everything ain't happening the way it was. What about the second album, Ashanti? Who produced, no. Oh wait, yeah, he is. Mr. Lorenzo. All right, okay. He's a producer. I don't know. It's just so weird. Like, he's a producer and he's a writer, but he's not like singing on them. But he is the music label. So anyway, let's move along to Mavis Staples. Mavis Staples and this Aretha Franklin thing. Now, I don't really know about a lot of Aretha Franklin and Mavis Staples. Their beef. I do know there was like a couple years ago, there was like this Twitter thread about all the women Aretha Franklin has been into it with publicly with in the music industry. This is from Jezebel, and this says Mavis Staples spilling hot piping tea on Aretha Franklin. Singer-songwriter Mavis Staples is as objectively an American treasure, and frequent tour mate, according to her. Wait, okay, whatever. She's 82. She's made music that people adore. I'll take you there. Let's do it again. I don't know that one, but I know that one. Okay, come on, don't. Staples is very well deserving subject as a New York profiler by none of the other than. Okay, I don't care. Let's just get into the Aretha. Oh, okay. So she's talking to a New York profiler, and he says, who what comes around the gossip and the strawberry pie? That sounds like a nice person to be around. Staples is in fact not eager to tell unhappy stories or engage in trash talk, so that you're not back in the rare moment when she heads into a scratchy territory. As when she discussed her relationship with Aretha Franklin. Okay, now we're talking. Wait, did she say that or did he say that? Franklin, you may remember, had more beef than an abattoir. I don't know what that is. But she had things to say about her fellow artists, and she was not afraid to say them. Natalie Cole, she had really great it's really a compliment that she sounds like me on her songs. Diana Ross, It's My Turn, Taylor Swift. Great guns. Natalie Cole, what was I listening to? I think it was This Will Be. Natalie Cole was sounding a little like Aretha. Also, and I was like, I wonder if Aretha like covered this song, because you know how Aretha loved to be shady and cover your song and say it's better than yours. Also, Miss Weekend, what's her name? And Nesby. She was sounding a little bit like Aretha Franklin when I was this like concert I was watching of hers. Regarding the statement, her treatment of Staples, with whom she went back, Staples alleges to the New Yorker that Franklin disrespected her by turning down Staples' vocal on a recording of a live 1987 duet of Oh Happy Day. They recorded together. When the recording was released, it became clear that Franklin had turned down the volume on Staples' vocal track. Staples said that she shrugged it and let it go. I should have told her, no, you don't just put out the record. No, just don't put the record out. She said, but you know me, goody goody Mavis. Franklin, she admits, put her temperament to the test. I put up with her for too long, till I got tired, you know? Staples told me she was very insecure. I tried my best to be her friend. She would call me and ask me to call her back. She would call me and ask her to call me back. Call her back. Wait, what? She would call me and ask me to call her back. When I call her back, the number was changed. So you know she was weird, like, oh my gosh. Call me back only to get this number has been disconnected recording, or even worse, a stranger on the other line. Absolutely diabolical. Saying your very worst without saying a word, masterclass. Oh my God. Franklin's insecurity had hardly a secret when she had beef with Dionne Warwick in 2017. It was over next to nothing, and Franklin's strategy involved sending faxes and to the AP. We've never been. Oh yeah, wait, 2017. I thought that was in 2012 when Whitney died at Whitney's funeral, and Dionne caught a little attitude because Aretha didn't show up, and Aretha was like, "I got gout" or something like that. We never been friends, and I don't think that Dionne has ever liked. Wait. Imagine you're like 65 saying all this about, your fellow coworkers. Around the time fellow soul legend Gladys Knight weighed in on the feud at the 2017 Emmy Awards. It's one of the things, everybody got their little knickknacks going on. Said Knight, Dionne's gonna speak her mind, and she's gonna tell the truth. Rhea is gonna be sensitive and cause a whole lot of riffraff. Okay, that's her thing, the sensitivity, so now I gotta come back harder. That was the end. That was hilarious. Do you ever just ask yourself where you work? Oh, okay. That was hilarious. I was not expecting all of that. But shout out to Mavis Staples for, putting up with Aretha until she couldn't put up with Aretha for anymore. But yeah, go. I'm gonna take a break. Hold on.
Next car, honey, next car.
Okay, welcome back to the Dare Show podcast. I don't have a song of the week. I totally dropped the ball on that again, so we'll try again next week. So I want to talk a little bit of TV for a second. Brat Loves Judy. Have you guys been watching that? Brat has a TV show on WeTV with her wife now, Judy, who is a hair care formulator. She has a hair care line that does really well. I think it sells well, but some of the reviews are like side-eyeing her. From my the stuff I've consumed. That's what I've like consumed about her hair care. But anyways, I hadn't been watching the second season because I watched the first episode and I was kind of bored. But baby, I think it's the fourth episode that I just watched. Um, Lisa, they're talking about Lisa Raye. Lisa Raye and Brat have a very strenuous relationship. And I think it's mainly because Brat knew Lisa Raye maybe was gonna not take her coming out as a lesbian so well. Which is so weird because Lisa Raye seems such a like quote unquote love who you love type, those love who you love type people. But I think that's what I read, that ultimately that's probably why they have such a strenuous relationship. And the thing is, Brat is personal and private, and I think she kind of leaves Lisa Raye out of everything because of past and present talks that they've had or experiences that they've had as sisters. I believe they used to like fight back in the day or something crazy. But this episode, there was like this pregnancy thing. I forgot. I guess it was I guess that pregnancy thing was a prank, April's Fool prank. Where they were like, we're getting married. I mean, we're pregnant. It was like, oh, April's Fool. But I kind of forgot because I'm watching him like, oh, wait, Brat's pregnant? I'm like, ain't no way. Then I'm like thinking, wait, Brat's not pregnant because Brat is like wrapping her stomach up and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, she's not pregnant. But anyways, Brat was, the prank happened. And then somebody, like, I guess the media was like talking to blogs and stuff were talking to Lisa Raye, saying, oh, did you know she's pregnant or how long, whatever, asking about the pregnancy. And Lisa Raye's like, well, I haven't talked to her and I don't know what this is and I don't know what it's about and I don't think she hasn't told me she's pregnant. I don't know nothing about that. And so Brat's thing is, I just want you to not say anything because it's none of their business and I just don't want you putting out there that we're not talking the way we, I guess, basically lying in a sense, which is Brat's prerogative, but also like Lisa Raye is not respectful of that. She's just like, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to speak my mind. And it's like, well, when it comes to Brat, she wants you to be respectful and, like Judy said, have a little bit more grace with her. And so Judy went and talked to Lisa, and Lisa was getting buck. Lisa was getting real nasty. She was like, if you get buck, I'm going to get buck with you, nigga. Like, it was just like, oh my gosh, Lisa Raye is such a nasty woman. She's a nasty woman and she's not being, she's being selfish. And then she was like, I don't act. The only time I act is when the cameras are on. Now, which cameras? Because you're being filmed right now. Which cameras are you talking about, Lisa? What has Lisa acted in? I don't even know. What has Lisa acted in? But Brat, you can definitely see Brat is very distant with Lisa and very cautious of Lisa. So I guess, the whole, like, she wasn't gonna, because I'm like, how did you not know Brat wasn't a lesbian? Like, my cousin, allegedly, Brat just came out, allegedly. But my cousin, she would play Brat's, I think she bought Brat's, album, her first album, like, back in the day, and she was, like, into Brat and, respected Brat, and she's the first female rapper to have a platinum CD, which is really incredible. Like, the Brat She has really great moments. I love, like I said this before on the show, I love her working with Mariah. Every Mariah remix Mariah puts her on, it kills. She kills it. From Heartbreaker to Always Be My Baby to Loverboy. Brat is kind of underrated in a sense, I think. But I was very like shocked at Lisa being really buck, and she's like, I'm gonna match Judy's energy. And she just comes out very inconsiderate, and like Judy says, she won't give her grace, and it just makes Lisa Ray look nasty. And I love that Judy, when they were driving in the beginning of the episode, Judy was like, I want you to have a conversation with Lisa, but she's like, no. Judy was like, I'm gonna have a conversation with Lisa. And Brat's like, why are you going to do that? Because she's like, because you're not going to have the conversation that needs to be had. And that is true. She clocked her. She's like, I agree with you, Judy. Brat is afraid and very cautious of Lisa. And even though, no, Brat is afraid and very cautious of Lisa. And she doesn't want to have those conversations. So in order to not have those conversations, she's not going to talk to her. And so then you go months and months without talking. And now you're just like, well, I haven't talked to her, so I don't really know what's going on. So it's just like this domino effect. And Judy is like, this affects her, and whatever affects her, it affects me. And I want you guys to have a better relationship. Judy is just coming in and trying to save the day. Should have Brat had the conversation before her. Now that I know Lisa was going to get buck with Judy, maybe Brat should have stepped in. I don't know. It was crazy. So we're going to see the next episode how this pans out. And they're counting down to the wedding. We are very close, which is exciting. I'm going to keep watching because I feel like now, we're finally getting into something. So, Miss, what's her name? Kim Fields. She has a show. Second season of, I have to go watch it now. Second season of her show on Netflix, and I'm forgetting the name of which Wanda Sykes is in, and Wanda and that dude. But I forget his name. A bunch of comedians. Anyway, she was promoting the show, and she brought up that, she's not your auntie, and I totally agree. Let's see if I can hit the clip.
Maybe too, if it's different from male female vibe, but I just I like the banter sometimes, and just things that you learn. Certainly, as a content provider, you have to be in the space so that you know what's current and what's relevant.
Here we go.
But social media, there's certain things like anytime somebody tries to throw me in that auntie zone, I am quick to respond. This is the no auntie zone. Hashtag no auntie zone. No, I am nobody.
What is it with the auntie term that
Nah, we ain't doing.
Because I like being called Unc. I'm 44 today. They call me Unc. I like it.
Really? Yeah. Well, good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That definitely was.
But social
That's
media.
That's good for you, sweetie. I don't like it. I've said this before. I've said this so many times. I don't like it when... And it's just like a black thing. Like, you don't see, the whites people's doing this. It's a black thing, and I guess it's just like... You remind me of my aunt or my mom or like my grandmother or whatever. And it's just like, it's giving like uncomfortable titles to these people who are not related to you. And that's how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know you, so I'm not going to call you aunt. Unless, you're actually going to like be that like auntie role to me. I feel like it's personal. I feel like, we as a community, we're generalizing these feelings to feel connected, I guess, to these people when... At the end of the day, they're so mean. This person said that's because she's a grandma. Oh my God. Her hair is giving auntie. The hair is giving very much auntie. Auntie can't choose to be an it is what it is. Oh my gosh. They're talking about her hair. These are the comments. With that auntie hair and face, tell me you aren't in tune with the black community without telling me you aren't in tune with the black community. Kim, go first. I feel it's like being in tune with the... Oh, okay, well, maybe. Maybe they're talking about, that part. You're looking very auntie-ish, Kim. I can't. Oprah and Mary J said the same thing. Well, I agree with him. Don't call them auntie. Like, they're not your aunt. We do some weird things as black people. So this past weekend was the Essence Fest, and I wanted to wrap up some of my feelings on it. I did make a video, a little podcast, about my thoughts on Patty, Nikki, and Janet's. But some things I did forget after watching it. I've watched Janet's listened to it and watched, listened to it and watched it like 3 or 4 times. And I wasn't specific. I want to be specific about the choreography. First of all, she was wearing Louboutins. I didn't know she was wearing Louboutin heels. She hasn't worn heels in a very long time. The choreography was so, especially with If and Feedback and some of the midsection of the songs. The choreography was it just kept you so interested with the shapes and the movement. And it wasn't just, choreography. It was just they were using their bodies and giving life to these new songs, like I said. Giving life to these older songs, these classic songs. The set list. She did Funny How Time Flies. And I'm like, I don't think she's ever done that. Not ever, but I don't think she's sung that full out in a while. I feel like, I remember on the Discipline tour, Rock With You tour, I think she did it would played in the background before she sang Discipline, but she didn't sing it. So I'm like, that was a really good treat. People love the Lonely section of her mixing Lonely, and I think it's Let's Wait a While. People love that. But my thing is, at what point does the artist say, okay, now I want to do some older songs that I have not sung before, or do some songs I haven't sung before? Or is it the creative director coming through? Because I know all fans would love, I would love to go see Lady Gaga, and I would love to, for this Chromatica tour. And if she brought out boom, slam, work your back, that shake that ass, I would scream, right? I love that Patti LaBelle is singing Something Special. I wish she would do more older songs. Beyonce, when are we going to get a Be With You? Or is it Be Without You? I'd rather Be With You. When are we going to get a Be With You back? Give us a full version of Kitty Cat. Bring Freakum Dress back. There's so many songs Mariah. Don't get me started on Mariah. But I'm just at what point do like these singers decide? Because I know the fans, like I said, the fans want it. The fans probably like Twitter every second. Do this song, do that song. Why I want to hear this song? It's crazy. It's great. I love that she's doing it. She's brought back R&B. Well, not brought it back, but that she's continually doing R&B Junkie and Come On Get Up. Those are fun songs. Janet makes me cringe. Two things when she makes you cringe. When she, at certain parts of the show, she just like does not speak anymore. Like she'll just sit there and dance, and it's like, wait, Janet, you missed the whole verse here. And it's not because of the audio issues. Secondly, when she was like, I think she was singing Nasty. And she was like, we outside, y'all. Wait, okay, that made me cringe. And I'm like, Janet, you're cool, but you're not that cool, to my opinion. Say what you are. Throw your tomatoes. Log off. You can do whatever you want. That's what I said. Third, Janet. Wait, what was the third one? her We Outside, child. What is it? What was like a cringe moment? Oh, crap. Okay. Your tomatoes worked, because I totally just forgot. And I'm going to remember right when I click off. Okay, but anyways. That I Get Lonely section, still the hottest thing. The Rhythm Nation section, the Rhythm Nation medley, girl, cut some of those songs down by 2, and we got it today. Black Cat is not my favorite song, but it's it's just a jam. Love Will Never Do Without You. I love that song, but I'm like, we gotta revamp this somehow. Miss You Much is always fun. Oh no, Escapade. That's the one that can go. But anyways, I think it was like, okay, this one part confused me about Essence and what they were saying. They were like, Janet's tickets or whatever. Wait, was it the highest selling ticket ever? Something like that. Like, it was the highest selling ticket. But I'm just like, I don't understand how it's the highest selling ticket. Like, aren't you guys sold out all 3 days? Like, what? I'm confused. Aren't you sold out all 3 days? Or maybe you're not sold out all 3 days. Maybe not. Okay. In that sense, I guess. Because I'm like, how is he the highest selling ticket when it's a festival? And it's a 3-day festival? But anyways, I think that's all I got to say about the Essence, Janet and Essence. I love Patty's performance. People are still adoring Patty. Oh, Patty has some like new coming soon. That's Patty's motto at this time, this day and age. She has pancake syrup, pancake mix. Yeah, that's all I saw. So congratulations to Patty. I can't wait to see it and hopefully taste it. I wonder if it's gonna have high fructose corn syrup in it, because a lot of pancake syrups, they have HFC in it, HFS in it, and I'm like, you gotta get like the cane syrup, or yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't see any like diabetic or sugar-free options, which was interesting, but we'll see. So that's it for the Dare Show podcast this week. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, I just read something else. I hope you enjoyed. I want you to comment. I want you to comment those. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. What was your favorite part of the Essence Festival? Who did you like seeing more? If you watched the whole thing, if you were there. What are your thoughts on Aretha's beef with everybody? Let me know. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back next week. Hopefully again with some fire topics to talk about. We'll see what's going on. Right now, Twitter's talking about this dude who just got head from this crackhead. Well, I'm not gonna say he's a crackhead, but he does crack, and he said he lit the crack pipe in his house, and then he went and gave him head. I don't know. Twitter's a mess right now. Thank you so much. Bye.
And I have this fierce single that Sammy McKinney and these little guys put together, baby. I got a single that'll make you jump up and dance, and if you can't dance to that, you got a hole in your soul, okay?